My name's Bliss. It's the 10th of November 2010 and today students across the country are marching in protest of the coalition government's plans to raise tuition fees to as much as £9,000 a year for some institutions, but at least £6,000 a year. The cap's planned to be removed off of tuition fees and we're not very happy about it, so we're going to go down to London today and make a lot of noise. It's 10 to 7 in the morning, so it's pretty early, but a lot of students are coming down. They've got 11 coaches from the University of Birmingham. I understand the fact that we can't support education currently at this level in this economic climate, but is this really the answer? I'm not so sure this is the fairest way, because I do think you'll see people basing their decisions on university on a financial level purely, and those are my reasons for marching today. So I'm going to go get ready now and I'll see you on the march.
Society. I think the students need to have a very prominent role in it. I mean, historically students have had a role in any kind of radical movements against government, and I think we're in a very privileged position to go out there and really stand alongside other people facing these cuts, these austerities.
I think for how much I pay and the hours of teaching I get is already a little bit scandalous, but to pay £21,000 and have 7 hours a week is frankly appalling.
Losing funding for social sciences and arts subjects, humanities and things which are non-strategic, right? So that people are going to start choosing their course based on price and not because of what they want to do. They're not going to be able to, it restricts student choice.
It's 8 in the morning, just walking down to pick up the coaches from the university. That might be one of them there. I'll see you down at the Guild. It's now 8:20 in the morning. We're just on the coach leaving for London. It's all very exciting. We're all quite tired, I think, this morning, but all the energy is going to get going later on as we carry on the journey. I'm with David, who is also a GTV member. David, can I just ask you what your main reasons are for protesting today?
Well, I just believe that you shouldn't, in times of economic recession, we shouldn't cut education. It's still important, and that you can't just price people out of education. Like, people do have a right to go, and any rise in education means that only the rich can go, and not anyone based on merit or ability.
So I'm here with Matt Lamb, who is Vice President of Student Activities at the Guild. Matt, why are you protesting today?
There's two things we're doing it for, and we're raising awareness for the issue nationally. The amount of media coverage that's going to be there is going to make sure that this is so high profile in national news. I was capable of coming to university, and I had that right and that privilege, and I think everyone else should have that, and I don't think anyone should have to question whether or not they can afford higher education.
And which degree are you doing?
I'm doing sociology and social policy.
And do you think it will massively affect that department?
Definitely, I think because it's a subject that doesn't necessarily lead on to a specific career, it's going to be really hard for people to justify going and getting into that much debt.
What course are you doing?
I'm doing chemistry.
And how do you think that would be affected if these cuts came in?
Well, my one's a 4-year, so there'll be more people doing the 3-year bachelor's rather than the 4-year master.
It's now 10 to 11. We've been on the road since 8:20, so just over 2 hours, although we didn't stop for half an hour at Oxford Services. There we go, 24 miles to London. Woo!
I read something by the Sutton Trust, which said that 60% of people who, from less advantaged backgrounds who chose not to go to university did so because they were very much influenced by debt.
We've got these amazing National Demo 2010 t-shirts. Let's have a look at David's. Birmingham University students say we won't be cut out. Yeah, so these are our sexy yellow t-shirts that we're going to be marching in very shortly, and it's less than an hour before we hit London. It's very exciting.
First of all, our education system, even at lower levels, is very difficult for people to learn the skills they need to move out of their situation. And now we're cutting off even more avenues for social mobility. I mean, largely it's a myth in this country anyway, but I mean, increasing the fees to £9,000, £10,000, it's ridiculous to even think that that's fair. I mean, who can look at that and say that's fair?
And a study by the Institute of Fiscal Studies found that because of the cuts of spending on education, most universities are going to have to increase their fees to at least £7,000 in order not to make a loss. So when you consider that, that's has pretty dire effects.
You can see just how close we are to central London. There's the London Eye. Out the window you can see some students getting some banners and protesting, setting up.
$2 billion from higher education funding, and as we recently discovered, Vodafone itself, the government is letting off, is allowing, it's been discovered by private eye recently that they're dodging £6 billion worth of taxes, and the government's allowing them to do this, and they're not doing anything about it. So I think it's that, they're letting off the millionaires and punishing the people at the bottom.
As you can see, we're all protesting. We have been now for the best part of an hour. It's an amazing atmosphere down here. I'm having an absolutely amazing time. And Birmingham have shown that they're out here in support, as you can hear over here. Pay my fees. I want to know if you pay my fees.
When I say come back, we say fight back. When I say come back, we say fight back. Education for the masses, not just for the ruling classes. Education for the masses, not just for the ruling classes. Sit down on the front. Sit down on the front.
I think it's going brilliant. The 11 coaches that we sent down joined 51 coaches from the West Midlands, which joined 24,000 students here in London. But Birmingham University has definitely made its place in London today. It's a great success.
Yeah, it's awesome. There were so many people here. It's absolutely amazing. I didn't think there were that many people here. Everyone on our coach was really up for it. All the Birmingham students are here making their voice heard along with everybody else's. So can't ask for much more, really.
This huge debt that people are going to be burdened with, basically like a second mortgage. People are going to come out of university and be forced into, high-paying jobs, things which, other jobs, for example, like social workers who earn an average something like £20,000 to £30,000 a year. People aren't going to go into those sorts of jobs, even though they're very socially useful. But who's going to do that when the interest rates, the new interest rates are being introduced, along with 2.2%, in fact, along with just the huge debt in the first place. Who's going to take up that sort of position?
How do you think it's gone today?
I think the turnout today is really impressive. There are over 50,000 people here showing their support and defending higher education. It's no surprise at the strength of feeling, because you can all tell how strongly people feel about this issue. But I think it really is a great turnout.
And also in the speeches it was mentioned there's going to be another march in March.
In March, yeah. Definitely. I think this is definitely something that we have to look at and plan for, because this is only the start of the campaign. We need to be out lobbying MPs and saying to students, this is something that everyone has a voice in. They can talk to their MPs, we can all, talk to papers, talk to people about the issue, and make sure we keep this issue on the political agenda.
And most importantly, Birmingham students are going to be at the forefront of that.
Of course we will. We'll be right at the forefront, fighting for our members and the students of the future, of course.
Everyone knows where they're going, where to get back tonight, yeah? Where's the red?
I think it's fantastic that people are finally taking action about it. It's something that everyone should be involved in, because if you wouldn't be at university either, why aren't you here?